Welcome to Brainfood Bytes. My name is Jason Fox with CalCPA. I'm joined by Colin Stephens, my colleague. And if you're watching this, you're probably made the important decision of pursuing your CPA license in California, which we think is a great decision. So you have a lot of questions of what does that journey look like? And so we're here to give you a little bit of a high-level understanding of your CPA licensure journey in California, and particularly some important changes that are happening in the coming months. So at a high level, the 3 E's of licensure: education, so you got to meet the education requirements; the exam, pass the uniform CPA exam; and the experience. This is your qualified working under a CPA out there in the field to get that practical experience. Together, these 3 make the licensure framework in California and in most states. So currently, as we sit today, the requirements look like this. So you have the education, so essentially a bachelor's degree with an accounting core, 24 semester units of accounting subjects, 24 business-related subjects, and an additional 30 units of accounting and ethics study. And together that kind of makes over 150 semester units of education for that, for the education piece. Then you have the exam, 4 parts of the uniform CPA exam. We'll touch on that a little bit later. And then the experience, 1 year of experience working under actively licensed CPAs. But as this slide notes, these are changing, and there's some important changes that are happening that you might need to be aware of. These requirements will still be in place for a little bit, so these aren't going away, and there's nothing inherently wrong with these, but we're going to making some important changes to add some flexibility and accessibility to that. So what are those changes and how did they come about? AB 1175 was a piece of legislation that CalCPA worked with the California Board of Accountancy on last year that essentially expands the flexibility and accessibility of what that licensure framework looks like. So these are big, important changes that I think are going to be well received, and they have been well received by a number of students and candidates that have been considering the CPA licensure journey. They'll take effect on January 1, 2027, but there's important things that you need to be aware of in the lead up to that. The Board of Accountancy has a timeline that we encourage you to check out that kind of outlines how we're going to phase into the current requirements into the new requirements. As you can see in 2026, we're in this phase of finalizing the regulations, a lot of the specifics of what that new licensure framework looks like, with the expectation that'll come in January 2027. So what does those changes look like, and particularly what's changing? On the education side, the new foundation is a bachelor's degree. This could be any bachelor's degree. It doesn't have to be an accounting degree, plus an accounting concentration, which equals education requirements for both the exam and for licensure. This is a bit of a change. The current requirements have 1 education requirement for the exam and 1 requirement for licensure. No longer, they're going to be together in 1 requirement. So if you look at the accounting, 24 units, this is essentially any courses that are taken from an accounting department or accounting related courses that might have been taken from a different department. The business related are very similar to the current requirements, a lot of different kind of business courses that you might take in a particular business school that'll qualify for the 24 units. And then the ethics piece. So then you'll continue to have an ethics component of the requirements, so you can see those courses there. So together those make up your accounting concentration that could be either added to a different type of bachelor's degree or is probably going to be embedded as part of your accounting degree that you might take from a school. On the exam side, really not much is changing here. So the CPA exam is still the 4 parts. You have the 3 core sections: auditing, FAR, and reg. These are the ones that everyone has to take. But then you still have your option for a particular discipline. So one's more focused on business, one's more focused on information systems, and one's more focused on tax. This is where you get the option of picking one of the different options of the discipline that works best for you and what you're pursuing. They all still translate to passing the CPA exam once you knock out all 4 parts. On the experience side, this is where another area where there's a number of changes, and really the flexibility comes into play here. So this is where you get to choose different pathways that are going to be best for you. So there's going to be a pathway with a bachelor's level and accounting concentration that we talked about, and 2 years of experience where you get to go into the job market quicker and work in a more hands-on experience sooner. Or you can still pursue a master's degree or focus in a particular accounting industry or area that you want to really hone in those skills in the classroom setting and have 1 year of experience. They still all get you to a CPA licensure, but this is where you get to pick those that are best for you and what you're looking for. So take a look at this slide and think about what you want to do and where you're pursuing with your CPA license. So there's a lot of questions. A lot of people have reached out to us trying to figure out, what does this mean for me and my particular journey? Colin, can you share a little bit of what we've put out from CalCPA standpoint to help students understand the changes and how to kind of plan accordingly?
Absolutely. So while there are some big, exciting changes that are coming January 1st, 2027 with this new model, CalCPA has put together a really great set of resources on the website, on our website, with some great FAQ pages that will help identify and answer a lot of the questions that you probably have. You feel free to scan this QR code or go to the link at the bottom of the screen to get you to those resources on the CalCPA website. Beyond these FAQs, CalCPA also stands poised and ready to address these issues and so many other issues that you might have as students or candidates or young professionals in this profession. Here, you can scan this QR code to go to another section of the CalCPA website to see all the other offerings that we have, both scholarships, student events, candidate events, and everything in between. Besides the licensure guidance that we offer, we also have some great virtual candidate town halls that address many of these issues and other issues that you're facing. We have great virtual and in-person community college focused events around the state. We have regional student nights that will be held at various cities throughout the year that will focus on more of these issues. We also have a really great new Leadership Institute and Leadership Development series called Leader Lab 360 that will dive into a lot of these issues deeper and will help you become the very best leader that you possibly can when you exit school, pass the exam, and get into the professional world. We also have amazing opportunities for students and candidates at some of the major events that CalCPA participates in and hosts, like CPA Day at the Capitol, our Women's Leadership Forum, and our flagship event, the Members Club Summit. Like I referenced before, we do have an incredible scholarship program that can be found at this website, at this QR code. And we also, on top of this, offer a free complimentary student membership to go along with all of this. So everything that we do here at CalCPA is to polish you up, to send you out into the professional world and make you the very best that you can be.
Thank you, Colin. Those are great offerings that CalCPA puts together for students and candidates. They're free. I highly encourage you, if you haven't signed up, to sign up to take advantage of some of these resources. Would also encourage you to make sure you check out the California Board of Accountancy website. They are the licensing entity. This is the group that you'll be working with the most on your licensing journey. They have a lot of great resources. They add additional stuff, and they've been out to a number of college campuses. So if you see them showing up at your college campus, I'd encourage you to make a point to go to some of their presentations. They'll learn a little bit more about the new requirements, how to apply, how to prepare for your licensure journey. So check out the board's website and all of the great resources that they have there. So with that, we thank you for joining us. This is a high-level course on just what's happening from a licensing standpoint, some of the important changes. I'd encourage you to connect with CalCPA to learn more and stay up to date on changes as you get ready for your licensure journey. So thank you for joining us.